today we are going to study the variation in the periodic properties, and we have discussed about last time also we have discussed, but we will revise once again and we'll clear all our doubts with this, right? So we are going to start the variation in the periodic properties. The very first periodic property we should understand about the valence electron, because with the help of valence electron we can find out the chemical reactivity, we can find out whether it's more electronegative or less electronegative, right? So first we will learn what will happen to the valence electron when we move across a period or when we move from down to group. Okay, so as we know, I have written few examples for you. This is the third period elements. Third period means how many shells should be there. I told you the number of meaning of the period. Meaning of period means how many number of shells are represented by each element. The third period means they must be having 3 shells. So in case you can see its atomic number is 11. Atomic number of sodium is 11. So 281 electronic configuration will become 281. For example, in case of magnesium, since atomic number is 12, the electronic configuration is 282. In case of aluminium, atomic number is 13, the electronic configuration will become 283. In case of silicon, atomic number is 14, so electronic configuration will become 284. In case of this, atomic number will become phosphorus 15, so 285, and 16, so 286. Then 17, atomic number 17, so 287. Clear? And argon is atomic number 18, means 288. So we are going to see the trend of valence electron when we move across a period in the modern periodic table. So what you will observe, whenever we see valence electron across a period, increases from 1 to 8. It increases from 1 to 8 when we move across a period in a modern periodic table. So what we will write here, valence electron increases from 1 valence electron to 8. It means whenever we see the period will always start with the 1 valence electron and progressively it will keep on increasing. You can see 1 valence electron 281, then 2 valence electron, then 3 valence electron, continuously increasing. So when you move from left to right, valence electron increases from 1 to 8. So it is increasing. Clear? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what we have learned about the trend of valence electron across a period, when we move from left to right across a period, valence electron increases. So you can see 281, 282, 283. Every time valence electron is increasing by 1 unit. Why it is increasing by 1 unit? Because valence atomic number is increasing. You can see 11 atomic number, then 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So valence electron will increase. Why? Because atomic number is increasing. So when we ask what will happen to valence electron across a period in the modern periodic table, you will say valence electron increases from 1 to 8. So 281, 282, 283, 284, 285, 286, 287, 288. What is the trend? Valence electron is increasing. But when I ask you what will happen down a group, in the last class we have discussed how to decide, like I told you in case of how we decide period number is equal to how many number of shells will be occupied by each atoms of the element. So in this case they are occupying 3 shells, they are having 3 shells, so they should belong to third period of the modern periodic table. In this case, how to decide a group number? Group number depends upon how many valence electrons are there in the group. Since I have written the group number 1 element, what is the name of group number 1? Can anybody tell me what is the name of group number 1? Alkali metals. What is the name of this? Alkali metal groups. The first group is also known as alkali metal group. What you will observe when you move from top to bottom, or when you move down a group in a modern periodic table, you will observe they'll be having same valence electron. It will not change what is common in them. Why they belong to same group? Because they have same valence electron. So it means if they belong to group number 1, they'll be having one valence electron. If some elements belongs to group number 2, it means they must be having two valence electron. And we have discussed in the last class what are the main element, right? Or you can see the representative elements. They belong to which group? They should belong to group number 1, group number 2, group number 13, group number 14, group number 15, group number 16, group number 17 and group number 18. It means these groups are main group elements, or you can say the main elements, or you can say the representative elements. But transition element means group number 3 to 12 will come under what? Transition elements. So what is common in all group? What about the valence electron? They'll be having same valence electron, right? Yes beta, you can ask. Please ask your doubt. You can write in the chat box if you have a doubt. Please ask. What is common in a group? They have a same valence electron, but when you move across a period, you will see the valence electrons are increasing. You can write your doubt, then I will move forward. Doubt clear beta? Good. So what is the trend of valence electron when you move from left to right across a period? We have seen valence electron are increasing, but I will ask you why valence electrons are increasing. Because modern periodic table is based on increasing order of their atomic number. Since atomic number is increasing, so obviously the valence electron will increase. Valence electron will increase. So how they have arranged in the basis of their number of shell occupied by each element. Since they are having 3 shells, so they should belong to third period, and 1 valence electron, 2 valence electron, 3. I hope everybody has. Okay. So I hope this is not visible from this side. I will write for you here. So group number 1, hydrogen, then lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium. Clear? This group is also known as alkali metal group. This group is also known as alkali metal group, and this is group number 1. What is the name? Alkali metal. Alkali metal group. What is the name of this group? Alkali metal group. Now since this belong to group number 1, so what will be common in them? Obviously they'll be having same valence electron. So hydrogen atomic number is 1, so 1 valence electron. Lithium atomic number is 3, so 2 1. So again 1 valence electron. Atomic number 11, so 2 8 1, again same valence electron. Then 2 8 8 1. This is electronic configuration of potassium. So 2 8 8 1, again same valence electron. Then rubidium. The next is rubidium. So 2 8 18 1, again 1 valence electron, same valence electron. In the next case is cesium. So 2 8 18 1, again same valence electron. Clear to everyone? Then francium. Then 2 8 18 32 1. Clear? So same valence electron. Clear? So you can, what is common in the group number 1? They are having same valence electron. So whenever it is asked about the periodic property, that is valence electron, what you will say? When we move across a period, it remains same. Valence electron remains same. Right? Valence electron remains same. Clear? I hope everybody has understood the first periodic property, that is valence electron. Okay. Can we go to the next topic? Okay. The next is will write about the next is valency. Next topic is valency. So how to calculate the valency of each element? How to calculate the valency of the next topic is valency. Now I told you if the same valence electron is there in the group, the valency also remains same in a group. Okay, so in case of this sodium, magnesium, now we will take the example of second period once again. Sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine and argon. Now valency, how we decide the valency? Obviously on the basis of valence electron. So electronic configuration will become 281, 282, 283, 284, 285, 286 and 287, 288. You can see the same valence electron are increasing. So now whenever you move from across a period, means left to right across a period, you will observe valency first increases then decreases. Let's find out. Sodium represent 1 plus valency, magnesium represent 2 plus valency. Is it visible? Is it visible? Then aluminium will show 3 plus valency and silicon 4. Then phosphorus is 3 minus valency. Then sulfur is 2 minus valency. Chlorine is 1 minus valency and argon 0. Noble gases are having 0 valency. So you will see the trend. Valency first increases. Valency first increases from 1 to 4. What is the trend of valency across a period? Now valency across a period. What is the trend here? Valency first increases from 1 to 4 and then decreases from 3 to 0. Right? So it means first increases from 1 to 4, then decreases from 3 to 0. If you have doubt, you can ask in the chat box, beta. Clear? So you can see now how valency shows the trend in the modern periodic table. Valency, huh? Board is not clear?
We're doing it. Done.
Now it is clear, beta? Okay. So valency is from 1 to 4, then decreases from 3 to 0. Clear to everyone? How it increases? Because sodium is showing 1 plus valency, magnesium is showing 2 plus valency, aluminium is showing 3 plus valency, silicon is showing 4 valency, phosphorus 3 minus, 2 minus, sulfur, chloride is chlorine 1 minus and argon is 0. So valency is increasing from 1 to 4 and then you can see there is a decrease in the valency, that is from 3 to 0. So I hope everybody has understood valency across a period. Now we will learn how valency, how we can find out the trend in when you move from the top to bottom in a modern periodic table. I hope this is clear. Can I rub it from here?
Yes.
Okay, beta. Now we will learn the how valency we can find out from the group. It is very easy to find out because group number means what? We have just now we have discussed hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium. So one atomic number, it means the valency also remains same. So what we will write? Valency. Now this will become a Downer group. Clear to everyone? So when you move from top to bottom down or in the group of the modern periodic table, you will see valency remains same. Why valency remains same? Since they have same valence electron, so valency also remains same. Clear to everyone? Okay. Any doubt? So you can write in the chat box, beta. Do you have any doubt? Okay. Now the next is we have discussed about the valence electron. Now we will discuss about atomic radius. Atomic radius. For example, this is lithium, right? And lithium nucleus is there, and this and one valence electron in the electronic configuration of lithium will become 2, 1. So what is this distance is known as? This distance is actually what? Atomic radius. So what is atomic radius? Atomic radius of a chemical element is a measure of the size of its atoms, usually the mean or typical distance from the center of the nucleus to the boundary of the surrounding shells of the electron. So you can note down what is atomic radius. The atomic radius of a chemical element is a measure of size of its atoms, usually the mean or typical distance from the center of the nucleus to the boundary of the surrounding shells of the electron. So this is a typical distance from the nucleus to the outermost shell. So it is very easy. Now we will see how atomic radius will changes when we move across a period or when you move down a group. Clear to everyone? We have understood the meaning of atomic radius. I hope everybody is clear. What is the atomic radius? Atomic radius of a chemical element is a measure of the size of its atoms, usually the mean or typical distance from the center of the nucleus, okay, of the nucleus to the boundary, or you can say the outermost shell of the element. Clear? So, what will happen across a period what will happen to atomic radius when you move from top to bottom or when you move across a period? So first we have just now learned hydrogen atomic number is 1, so it will have only one shell. Clear? Now lithium is what? Lithium is having one shell, two shell, right? What about the sodium? The sodium, one shell, two shell, three shell, because electronic configuration is 2, 1. This is 2, 1, and this is 1. Okay. When we go to the potassium, so potassium, how many shell? One shell, two shell, three shell, four shell. So what is happening? You can see, you can observe when you move from when you see the distance from the nucleus to the outermost shell, it is increasing. Since the distance from the nucleus to the outermost shell is increasing, it means atomic radius will increase. I told you what is the atomic radius. It is the distance from the nucleus to the outermost shell. So again, in case of lithium, you can see this distance has increased, right? So it means atomic radius will increase. Since number of shells are adding up, when you move from top to bottom, since number of shells are adding up, it means what? If number of shells will add up, it means the distance from the nucleus to the outermost shell will increases. So that's why atomic radius will increase. Why atomic radius will increase? When you move from top to bottom, since number of shells are increasing, I told you how many periods are there? There are 7 periods in the modern periodic table. It means period number 1 means 1 shell. Period number 2 means 2 shell. Period number 3 means 3 shell. Period number 4 means 4 shell. Period number 5 means 5 shell. Period number 6 means 7 shell. And period, it means that every time what is happening? Every time one shell is adding up. One shell will add, so distance from the nucleus will increase. Since the distance from the nucleus to the outermost shell will increase, so atomic radius will increase. So we can say when you move from top to bottom or you move down a group in the modern periodic table, you will see what is the trend? You will see atomic radius will increase. In this case also, potassium also, it is increasing. And likewise in case of rubidium, cesium, francium, it will keep on increasing. So the francium will be the largest atom. So which atom is the largest one in case of group number 1? So francium will show the largest atomic radius, and the smallest radius will be shown by hydrogen. The smallest atomic radius in a group number 1. So hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. So this will show the largest, and this will be the smallest atom. So smallest radius will be shown in the group number 1 will be the smallest radius will be shown by hydrogen in the group number 1, and the largest radius will be shown by francium. The largest radius will be shown by francium. The largest radius will be shown by the group number 1, which will have a bigger atom. Which will have a bigger atom in the group number 1? Obviously, the element which belong to the 7th period of the modern periodic table.
Tell them to send charts.
Beta, you can write in the chat box which will show the smallest, the element which is present in the 7th period in the same group, or the element which is present in the first period of the same group. So you have to tell me which will show the biggest atom. Which will have the biggest atom? Tell me. Okay. Now you have understood what is the trend of atomic radius. When you move from top to bottom in a group, atomic radius will increase. Now the question comes, why atomic radius will increase? Because every time when you move from one period to another, every time one shell will add up. Since number of shells are adding up, moving from one period to next period, every time one shell will add, the distance from the nucleus to the outermost shell will increases, hence atomic radius increases. So we have learned about atomic radius increases. Now we will discuss what will happen to atomic radius when you move across a period. Right? We have learned about the Downer group. Everybody must have understood nicely. Now we will discuss about this across a period. Now you can see across a period, we will observe the trend of atomic radius. Okay, now how elements are arranged in the modern periodic table? Elements are arranged on the basis of increasing atomic number, right? So sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, then sulfur, chlorine, then argon, right? Sorry, phosphorus is missing. Okay, so now 281, again 282, this is related atomic radius, because you will see 11 protons will be there. Now we will talk about the next topic along with this atomic radius, that is nuclear charge, because this will make you understand why atomic radius decreases across a group. Though they are having same number of shells, but then also atomic size decreases. I will give you the reason. First we will write this, then 281, 282, 283, 284, 285 and 286, 287 and 288. Now what is the trend? I told you modern periodic table is based on increasing order of their atomic number. It means every time you move ahead horizontally, atomic number is increasing. So 12 protons will be there. How many protons will be there? 12 protons. Again 13 protons will be there. Then 14 protons will be there. In this case 15 protons will be there. In case 16 protons will be there. 17 protons will be there. What you will observe when you move from left to right, right? What is happening when you move from left to right? So what is happening? Nuclear charge is increasing. What is happening? Nuclear charge is increasing. Okay. So I have told you that when you move from left to right across a period, atomic radius decreases. Now question comes, why atomic radius decreases? They are to having same number of shells, so why atomic size will decrease though they are having same? Third period element, three shells. So why atomic size will decreases?
Anushka Sahai says it will decrease because nucleons attract the electrons toward itself, thus the shell
Very
shrinks.
nice.
No, nucleons
Anushka.
cannot attract.
Anushka
Nucleons, no beta, no nucleon. Nucleons mean protons and neutrons. I am talking about Anushka beta, it will not be nucleons. Now atomic number means what? Number of protons. What is atomic number means? Atomic number means number of protons. And neutron does not have any charge, so neutron will not do anything to the electrons. Okay?
Nucleons.
No, it cannot be nucleons. Okay?
Nucleons have neutrons, protons both.
Okay, nucleons means protons and neutrons both. But I told you what is increasing? Number of protons. And you should know that opposite charges attract each other. Now what is happening? This is one valence electron, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? We'll not take the example of this. Okay. So what is the trend I told you? 1 electron, 2 electron, 4 electron, 5 electron, 6 electron, 7 electron. So what is the trend? Number of protons are also increasing and number of electrons are also increasing. So what will happen? You can see the nuclear charge increasing. Now what will happen? The outermost shell will experience a nuclear pull towards the center.
Great.
Right? So this now since number of valence electrons are increasing, right, and number of protons are also increasing, so what will happen to the outermost shell? Though they are having the same number of shells, but what will happen since number of protons are increasing, it means we can say nuclear charge increasing. There is no role of neutron in this, right? It is only responsible, which factor is responsible? Number of protons present in the nucleus. Overall charge of the nucleus will become what? Positive. So we can't say that neutrons will also be responsible. No. Now I told you, since atomic number is increasing, it means number of protons will increase. Likewise, we have observed that valence electron also increases when you move across a period. Now since number of valence electrons are increasing and number of protons were also increasing, since number of protons are more, so what they will do? They will show the nuclear pull toward the center. So what will happen to the outermost shell? These valence electrons are present in the valence shell. That is what? That is outermost shell. So what will happen? They will attract toward the center. Due to this, what will happen? Outermost shell will shrink towards the center due to nuclear pull. So they will experience, the outermost shell will experience nuclear pull toward the center. As a result, what will happen? Atomic size decreases across a period. Due to that, what will happen? Atomic size decreases across a period. Now once again we'll revise this. I will make you understand. I told you, when you move across a period, since atomic number is increasing, so number of protons will also increases and number of valence electron also increasing. So due to this, there will be opposite attraction between protons and electrons which are present in the outermost shell. Since number of protons are more, it means nuclear charge is more than the valence electron. So what will happen? The valence electrons will experience a nuclear pull toward the center. As a result, the outermost shell will decrease. This outermost shell will shrink toward the center. So atomic size decreases. Atomic size decreases. So we have understood nicely now. I hope everybody has understood what will happen to atomic radius. When we move from top to bottom, it decreases. Atomic size decreases. Now we know the answer. Why it decreases? Because number of protons will increase when you move across a period. As a result, number of valence electrons are also increasing. So they will experience a force of attraction between positive ions and negative, positives and negative. there will be opposite reaction, and what will happen? Protons are more, so it means nuclear charge is more. So what will happen? The outermost shell electron will experience a nuclear pull toward the center. Outermost shell shrinks toward the center. As a result, atomic size decreases. Now I hope everybody has understood nicely this. No confusion. Any doubt? So you can ask. Then we will discuss the next topic. Anybody is having any doubt? So you can ask. Okay. Now we will discuss the next property. So what are the two factors which are responsible for atomic radius? Please tell me. Anyone who can tell me what are the two factors which are responsible, which will affect the atomic radius? Now we have seen number of shell also affect in case of group. We have seen number of shell also affect the atomic radius in case of group. We have seen when we move from top to bottom, down a group, in a group, move top to bottom in a group. So what will happen? You will see when you move from top to bottom, number of shells are adding up, the atomic size will increase. The second factor, what we have observed across a period, nuclear charge. It means nuclear charge will also affect the atomic radius. So we have learned about the two factors which will affect the atomic radius. In case of groups, we have learned number of shells will changes the atomic radius. If number of shells will be more, atomic radius will be more. If number of shells will be less, atomic radius will be less. In this case, what we have learned, if nuclear charge will be more, so it means the atomic radius will decreases because of the nuclear pull. Now, in this case, I have a question. If I ask in the third period, which one will be the largest atom? Which one will be the largest atom? So you have to tell me which one will be the largest atom. Now sodium will be largest atom, and when we go to the chlorine will be the smallest one. So it means atomic size decreases, right? This is the largest atom. Right, and this will be the smallest atom in the same period. So in third period, sodium is the largest atom and chlorine will be the smallest atom. You have understood? So we have understood about the two factors which can affect the atomic radius. One is we have learned number of shell can affect the atomic radius, and number of shell are more. It means this will increase. This is directly proportional, you can say. Number of shell is directly proportional to the atomic radius. Number of shell increase, atomic radius will increase. Number of shell will decrease, the atomic radius will decrease. But in case of period, which factor is responsible? In case of period, nuclear charge is responsible. If nuclear charge is more, it is inversely proportional. Nuclear charge is inversely proportional to the atomic radius. If nuclear charge is more, atomic radius decreases. Nuclear charge is more, atomic radius decreases. But number of shell increases, it means it will result into increase in atomic radius. So we have learned about that atomic radius is directly proportional to number of shell and atomic radius is inversely proportional to nuclear charge. I hope everybody has understood this periodic properly nicely. Now we'll go to the next. We have some time?
Half an hour.
Okay. So now we have done valence electron valency, we have done atomic radius. Now we are going to start metallic character. Metallic character. What is metallic character, right? So we should know the meaning of metallic character. Now you must have seen any metal. Any metal always, what is common in all the metal? Metal always loses electrons, right? If it loses, this is going to show M1 plus valency. If metal loses 2 electrons, right, so it is going to show 2 plus valency. If metal loses 3 electron, it is going to show 3 plus valency. So what is metallic character? Metallic character, ability to lose electron. Ability to lose electron is known as metallic character, right? Now we will see how metallic character will show the changes when we move from top to bottom in a group and when we move across a period. And I told you metallic character is very important property. If you want to decide, we have learned in the modern periodic table, left hand side all metals are there and right hand side non-metals are there. Obviously when you move from left to right, we are moving from metal to non-metal. So obviously it is very, you can easily find out that when you move from left to right, metallic character will decrease because we are moving from metal towards non-metals. Clear? And when you go from when we talk about non-metallic character increases when you move from top to left to right across a period, right? So now metallic character we have understood. Now we will try to learn how it is possible. Now again I am going to write the third period element, that is sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, then phosphorus, sulfur and chlorine. Again 281, 282, 283, 284, 285, 286 and 287. Now I told you what is metallic character. Metallic character is ability to lose electron. Now how you will decide whether which element is more metallic? Whether element which are having 1 valence electron or 2 valence electron or 3 valence electron. You should know 2 things about before deciding the metallic character of any element. 2 factors are affecting the metallic character. One is the number of shells, right? Metallic character is directly proportional to the number of shells, right? If number of shell increases, metallic character increases. So we can say that when you move from top to bottom, since number of shells are increasing, metallic character will increase. It means it is more easy to lose electron if distance from the nucleus to the outermost shell increases. So which factor is responsible for increasing the metallic character? I told you number of shell will affect the metallic character. If metallic character, suppose when you move from top to bottom, since number of shells are increasing, so it will increase in the metallic character. Why it will increase the metallic character? When you move, for example, lithium. Now lithium is what? You can see the lithium, sodium and potassium. Now lithium has only 2 shell, but potassium has 1 shell, 2 shell and 3 shell. The distance is increasing. Then potassium also, you can see the distance will increase. Okay, since the distance from the increases from the outermost shell, so nucleus charge will not affect the outermost shell. When you move from top to bottom, when atomic number of shell increases, the nuclear charge will not no more be effective. It will not control the outermost shell. It means when the more number of shell will add up, nuclear charge will not be effective. It will not. The smallest the atom, right, the nuclear charge will be more effective, right? It means they cannot lose electron easily. But the largest the atom, the distance from the outermost shell increases because of the more number of shells. So what will happen? It can readily lose electron. This we can say metallic character directly proportional to the number of shell. Since from top to bottom number of shells are increasing, so what will happen? The metallic character will increase because they can easily lose electron. Second thing in the metallic character, lesser than a valence electron. I told you 2 factors are responsible for deciding the metallic character. One is the number of shell. Higher the number of shell, higher the metallic character, right? It is directly proportional. Second thing which is very important, that is what? That lesser the valence electron, more metallic element will be there. If you find one valence electron, in this case, you know which one is more metallic? The element which has a one valence electron will be more metallic in nature. Then, if it has a two valence electron, it will be less metallic in comparison to sodium. If there is a three valence electron, now less metallic, right? In case of now metallic character, you will observe if the valence electron increases, there will be less tendency to lose electron. Now tell me why less tendency to lose electron? Because whenever any metal loses electron, they require some kind of energy. The amount of energy which is required to lose any electron from the outermost shell, that is known as ionization potential. So when the valence electron increases, the ionization energy also increases. So it means they will find difficulty to lose electron from the outermost shell. That's why the lesser the valence electron, lesser the IP will be required, and they can easily lose electron from the outermost shell. Understood? So in this case, since valence electrons are increasing, it means IP will increase, means ionization potential will increase. So they will find difficulty to lose electrons. So we can say in this case, metallic character decreases when you move from nicely. We have learned about electron. There are more points to discuss about the metallic character. Then we'll continue the other problem. Thank you very much.